Gabe can't stop laughing at my face.
We're
back. It's not that bad.
Oh my God.
It's better than it was yesterday when it looked like the sun gave me an STD on my forehead.
Jesus Christ. Ladies and gentlemen, we got ourselves a human traffic light.
Guys, I never get to go outside. So when I had the opportunity to go outside, I stayed my ass outside.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ.
Everybody told me not to do it. I did it anyway. I fucked around and found out. I didn't sleep at all Saturday night. That was rough. I was struggling.
You look Cuban as fuck.
Nice. It doesn't even hurt anymore. I'm chilling.
It doesn't matter if it hurts anymore, bro.
Ah!
Oh my, I can't even do this stream. I look at you, I just fucking die laughing.
He's gonna look over, he's gonna be all serious, and then just burst out into laughter. Dude, my hands are kind of bad too. They weren't as bad. I mean, this one was bad yesterday, but
I would hate to know what the fuck your chest looks like, bro. You're
It's fine. It's fine.
Oh Jesus fucking Christ,
dude!
bro.
I was shirtless like the whole time, and the only thing that got cooked was this. I'm like perfectly fine. My shoulders are kind of fucked, but other than that, I'm chilling.
Okay,
I'm looking lubed up. Yeah, I got Aquaphor on my face, so I don't start peeling Freddy Cougar my ass.
Bro, but why didn't you just? I mean, it helps. It helps with the tan.
Well, here was the thing. Remember last time I was in Florida where I was inside the only days that it was nice? And then the 2 days that I could go outside, it was shitty and it was like raining and cold. Well, so I said, okay, well, I have 2 or 3 days. I'm going to make the most of it.
Boys and girls, this is what happens when you fuck around and find out you become a spokesperson for the next skin cancer commercial. Holy fucking shit, bro.
Yeah, I won't do it again. But
I can't do this.
It worked. He can't even look at me. I love it. This is great.
This is hilarious.
All right, guys. Smack that like button on the way in like the sun slapped me across the face this weekend.
The sun is slapping you across the face. The fucking sun sat on your face. It was like, tickle me with your tongue.
You saw that shit on my forehead before? I was like, that looks not good.
Oh my God.
He can't hold it together.
I can't do this. Oh man.
I'm like darker than you today.
No, you're redder than me. Holy fucking shit. Oh my God. I'm dying here. I can't keep it together. Oh my God. Bro, don't ever do that to yourself again.
I won't.
Please don't.
I won't. One and done.
You one and done? Red light on the face. Oh, fucking yeah. Oh, man.
This is what happens when you let me outside. This is why I stay inside all the time, because I make bad choices when I'm outside.
Dude,
put a mask on.
Dude, don't go to the playground, dude. You look like a walking alarm. You can walk in and people can
I'm going to the playground Saturday. Or Friday. I don't know which day it is, but I am going to the playground this weekend. But by then, it'll just be tan.
Oh, look at the spy. Just run.
Dude, those traffic lights, if you look at Thigh Gap here, Thigh Gap got you in at 406.64. You just caught a $1.50 move with my Thigh Gap strategy. You're welcome. Dude, it is so dirty. I was doing it today. Again, no losers. None. Tesla, Microsoft, Facebook, all bangers, in and out, up 2.6 something% on the account. Done. Guys, again, if you guys want Thigh Gap and all the masterclass streams, all the other stuff that we're offering, remember, today's the last day to get it for 3 years. After today, the price stays the same, but it's only a 1-year membership. So if you want to hop into masterclass, now's kind of the time. We've been warning you guys about the pricing or the different tier, the way it's going to go. And we even gave you guys an extra week because Speed Racer was delayed. So make sure you guys do that before 4 p.m. today because the time is ticking. Just like my time that my skin is not going to have cancer on it.
Bro, you look, Jesus Christ.
This is almost as dark as I was like this dark when I was working at that the camp by the pool that one summer.
Okay.
But this was like one and done. That was like over 3 months.
Oh man.
Oh, Gavin says just got your masterclass last weekend. Still catching up on everything. Shit is insane. Thank you, buddy. We appreciate that. Welcome.
Oh, we love it. We love it. Oh man. All right. So we're gonna structure this a little more like a Q&A. Why not?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. STV, how much are you up on the day? I've been fucking around at about 1%. I can't seem to get really any much more than that.
I'm up 2.61. Half of that probably is from the swings that I sold on Salesforce. So those went back up to like 40% and I sold them because I don't want to hold anything going through the data nonsense this week. Like I'm not going to just start playing chicken with CPI, jobs report, like all this nonsense. So I ditched those swings. And then the other probably like half of those gains came from Tesla, Microsoft, and Facebook. But the way that I'm trading with Thigh Gap is quick scalps, guys. I'm literally like scalping for lunch money. And if it goes better, cool. I'm not looking for 15-20%. I don't care. I'm looking for that nice little move on Thigh Gap and taking the first scale out that I possibly can at a decent level. So we can go back and look at Gabe. Tesla, Nvidia, or I don't know, Tesla, Facebook, and Microsoft were the ones that I traded today. Okay. Tesla was textbook. I mean, you can just see those two giant 3-minute candles to the downside at open. You get that nice first green 3-minute candle. I'm in up to the 13 EMA and I'm out. It's just super quick. Really, the same thing happened too with Facebook as well. There was some chopping going around down here, scaling in up to the 13 EMA, out.
All right. So let's talk about Tesla.
Yeah,
right. I think
Tesla one was good.
All right. So Tesla also lets us talk a little bit about the 24 here, right? So
yes, exactly. I meant to tell you, I was looking at it in the airport. It looked really good.
Oh, absolutely. All right. So guys, you see this here, right? You got the reversal signal on the Thigh Gap, right? And then you get the candle coming up to the 24. All you need is a break of it. 24 now becomes your risk. And you can ride this knowing that 24 is your risk at this point. Right? It allows you to ride it with a little more confidence. And if you happen to jump in on this traffic light here a little earlier on, right? The 24 was your risk. You probably got stopped out, but a break above it and you can ride this to victory. I mean, it's pretty a really, really good tool for you to like really establish your risk.
Mm-hmm. So the trade, you see the trade that I took, that bounce off that level you have there?
Yeah.
So that's what I was in. It's the third candle of the day, or the third or fourth candle of the day. So what I was doing was I was looking, what I do in the morning, guys, is, and I think you guys have caught on to this, I will look for stocks that out of the gate are just aggressively moving in one direction. Tesla, Netflix was one of them. Facebook was a good one, and Microsoft was one. I never traded the Netflix one, but the Tesla, Microsoft, and Facebook I did. So what am I looking for here? Well, Tesla is moving very aggressively to the downside. You can see that the 3-minute RSI cooked. So most likely it's going to come up for air at some point. And then the other thing that I did here too is you can see that first green candle to the upside. It's right before you're getting in on the thigh gap switch. So I was actually in on that first green candle, but why? If you guys can go back to the stream, I flipped to the 1 minute and I also flipped to the 2 minute to look and see what it was doing. So the 1 minute had just gone light dark. The 2 minute had just gone light dark. And following that progression, the 3 minute is most likely going to do that as well. Is it always? No. But again, if it starts to go against me, I could just throw it right back on the 2 or the 1 minute and say, okay, it went light dark. I'm out. That's a little bit more advanced. We can talk about that a little bit on the Wednesday master stream. But the thesis is still on the 3 minute. You see it go dark to light there. And I just ride that up basically to the 24 EMA and I'm out. It's super simple trading thigh gap that way, guys. It's my favorite thing to do.
Ooh. You look like you put your head in between a bloody thigh gap.
Mm-hmm. And then this chart right here that you can see that drop in the pop, you can see it on Facebook. You can see it on Microsoft. It happens up and down almost every single day. Facebook's was actually pretty good. I was in that one for a little bit longer. So you see that drop down there. You see it go dark to light. It starts to make its move back up to the 13. So I was scaling out there at around 10%. And on that pretty big red candle where it slips that 13 is where I actually ended up getting stopped out in profit. But you guys can see that I'm out of a lot of these trades before the traffic light even comes.
Yeah. Yeah. I like it. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I like it a lot.
Microsoft's another one. Same chart.
Microsoft. Let's see. Oops, wrong one. Microsoft, Nasdaq.
Same deal.
Same
there.
chart.
Same deal.
Yeah.
It's super simple, guys. And that's what I was trying to get across to you guys 2 Wednesdays ago in the masterclass, that those moves right there, the best thing about them is that the risk reward is insane. Because as it's coming down, you see RSI's cooked, thigh gaps extending. What are the odds that it just knifes into oblivion? You might have one of those days once a year where it just goes bing dead and it just sells the whole day. Odds are it's going to come up for air at some point. RSI cooked, thigh gap extended. As soon as I see that sign of like thigh gap converging a little bit with those EMAs, I'm in. And it's super, super tight. It's really easy to scalp with too, but I'm not trying to hit like big 20%ers, guys. I think average on those trades, I'm making between 5 and 10, but what do I care? I don't care. It's a green trade.
There you go. It's a green trade. Now let's go ahead and check out the SPY. Let's see. She's definitely trying to get there. I think she's getting a little overextended on the 3. Let's see what's happening.
Yeah, the 3 minute on SPY is probably the 3 minutes heating up.
Yeah.
Oh, and the other thing too, Gabe, is and for everybody listening, you guys don't have to wait for that morning move. Like SPY down here, Gabe, I know you like to trade off of those thigh gap levels, so you can see it come down to that previous level of extension there, bounce off of it. You see it go dark to light between 12.12 and 12.15. Boom, you're right in. You get a nice little $1.60, $2 move
right here. Yep. Man, just awesome stuff here. Awesome stuff. Are you watching it on a 1 minute for that reversal? No. Okay. You're watching it on a 3, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The reason, guys, the reason why I don't necessarily the way that I'll use the 1 minute is I'm looking for the sequence of, okay, it just went dark to light on the 1. Then I move to the 2 sometimes if I really want the trade and I'm watching it like a hawk. It'll go, okay, 1 minute goes dark to light, 2 minute goes dark to light. Where's the 3? But the reason why I'm not entering solely based off of the 1 minute there is because it can chop around. And we were talking about this in last Wednesday's midweek masterclass stream. It's that since those candles are for less, like there's less time in them, and they're not going back as far, each price movement up or down is going to have a greater effect on thigh gap. So you can see more chop on the 1 minute, but you can use it to funnel your way into the 3, which is kind of how I do it. Because if I'm looking for a dark light entry, a light dark exit, you're probably going to end up seeing that a lot on the 1 before it actually makes the move, when you could just look at the 3 and it's going to be a lot smoother for you.
There you go. There you go. I like it. I like it. Let's see. Let's see. Daniel Mitch says, I scalped Tesla down at open. All right, Daniel.
Nice.
This is great for a Q&A. So here you go, Daniel. Right. Daniel.
I want to know why. I think the scalp to the downside this morning's perfect. I think that's fine. I mean, it's risky out of the gate. But what on this chart here, besides on the 3-minute here, where you see it run up to, let me throw this on my chart so I can see 182.50, back down. What else on the chart is telling you that you should take that to the downside? Are you seeing thigh gap extension anywhere? No. Are you seeing a traffic light? No. Are you seeing the MACD lose a little bit of momentum? Yeah, a little bit there, but in the RSI is kind of breaking, but that's not really an entry signal if you're not seeing what you need on thigh gap and the traffic lights. So I'd be very careful. Again, that move on Tesla to the upside today, I would have said, and again, I was already up 2.61%, so I'm not trading anymore today. But if I was, I would have just waited for this move up here. And once that goes dark to light, I almost probably wouldn't have taken that either because it's right above the 3-minute 200 EMA. So it's like, yeah, I mean, even then, if you nail it to the downside once, you don't have to go back to the watering hole again. You could just sit there and say, okay, I made my money. I'm done.
There you go. Let's see what she's doing on a daily. She is printing a traffic light down on a daily. Interesting. So we go to the 4-hour, guys, and this gives you context of like the overall move on the 4-hour. And trending down on the 4-hour. Okay, cool. Let's go back to that 1-minute, Daniel. Right? And
even if you're looking on the 1-minute there, Gabe, you see that it's just painting neutral from like 9:50 to 10:20. It's just painting neutral. I would stay way the hell away from that. If you're trading the 1-minute and you're looking for traffic lights, I'm not going anywhere near that thing, dude.
No, you're not. You're not. And for the most part, guys, you can see most of the price action stayed below the 24. It was just moving sideways, but your move here valid. But you had a level here.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, yeah, you get the bounce off the level. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Daniel,
that's where the 3-minute actually pays dividends in that, guys, because remember we talk about like allowing the market to choose the direction and then you play the correction. And so you let it choose the direction. That's your first play. Now look for the correction. The correction's always opposite. Usually always opposite. Yeah. What are you gonna add to that, man?
Yeah, I think what some people need to it's not realized, but I think it's a shift in mindset that when we're looking at the market all of the time, we're going to see a lot of things fire off. Like we're going to see like traffic lights, level bounces, MACD switches, RSI moving average breaks. And what I want you guys to do is think about where you're most comfortable and profitable in your trades. What do those setups look like? Is it a 1-minute traffic light when it's when the price is already made an aggressive move one way? Is it playing off the 3-minute? Is there certain times in the day? And what I want you guys to do is, again, we provide you guys the basics, the fundamentals in order to have success. But I think Gabe and I were talking about this on a stream, I think last week. There are many different ways to skin the cat. So if you're having success with one aspect of it or one specific type of setup that we look at, I would say just stick to that. And when you think about the market in this way, would you rather, and I heard this on some TikTok or something, it's when you're looking for your setup and you are super, super disciplined and looking for that one thing that you know you have an edge in and that you can exploit over time, if you start to stray away from that and you start losing, what it does is it gives you less confidence and you're more fearful when you actually do see that setup show itself. So let's say arbitrary numbers here that you're using $10,000 position size on every single trade. Let's say that you start willy-nilly doing shit. And this is also why we start talking about this strategy whore thing, where I think when you're looking at it, and let's say you get down on yourself. Okay, so you're using $10,000. You see your setup, but you're nervous because you've been losing. You only go into that trade with $5,000. Well, you're probably not going to make back the losses that you've had. Could that trade serve as a nice little confidence booster? Yes, but you shouldn't have even been in that situation in the first place because you're taking trades that just aren't for you. It's not what you're looking for. When I approach the market every single day, guys, I'm looking for one thing. I'm looking for day trades. I'm looking for thigh gap extension, reversal, starting to show that move, and seeing where the SPY is if it makes if it makes sense to trade it. That's it. I'm not overcomplicating it. If there's a million traffic lights, I'm not taking them all. You gotta be patient, guys. That's the main thing.
Yep. Also, SW, you've heard of the 5-3-1 rule, right? So
I think so.
Okay, so the 5-3-1 rule is basically you want to know the cadence of at least 5 stocks, right? Things that you're absolutely right. So whether that be the SPY, the Qs, AMD, Nvidia, whatever, Apple, whatever the case, Tesla, right? You master the 5 and understand their cadence and the way they move. That's one. Have 3 strategies, right? And we actually give it to you guys here in the chart, right? So this is the 5-3-1 rule, guys, right? You have 3 strategies baked right in. You have a thigh gap reversal strategy. You have a traffic light strategy. And you also have a 1348 strategy within these crosses here. Right?
Or swings. You could even add swings in there. If you know how things like to move, you can even add swings into that mix.
Absolutely. Also, you guys want to get used to trading at the same exact time each and every day. So one time, right? So 5 that you master, 3 strategies to master, 1348 cross, traffic light cross, right? Thigh gap, maybe RSI entries, exits. You pick your 3. We give you a bunch of strategies in here. There's a lot of tools in your tool belt right now. Okay. Then you trade the same time every day. Right. So STV knows how the morning market moves because he trades that time.
Yeah.
Right.
I could tell you guys right now that after I'm done with my first set of trades where it's either 1 to 3 of them, I know that probably I'm done for at least 4 hours because it's going to take a lot more time for the setup that I'm looking for to show itself again. It needs to get to a certain point in order to come back. It needs to drop a certain point in order for it to come back and give that good risk reward. Yep. So if you guys can identify that within yourselves, like Gabe is saying there with those different strategies, you can exploit them at different times, but you have to be patient and only follow that. Again, it's going back to what we talk about all the time. You have to try and emulate a robot.
There you go. Redbird Trade says confirmations, conditions, confluences, entries, stop, targets, assessed.
I like that.
No, interesting. All right, STV reminds me of a cross between Christian Slater and Sonic the Hedgehog. I think we've said that before.
I think so.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's go ahead and check on what's going on here. The SPY is marching slowly. And I think that's the theme of the day today. Like everything has been pretty slow. So it required patience. You literally couldn't force a trade. You couldn't force an entry. You just had to have a belief and just trust the strategy. Again, the 24, you get a break above, you're trusting it. You're trusting it until you hit a level, right from this call signal.
Yeah, there's really only one time on SPY today that I would have traded it.
Yeah.
And it's that 12, 13 to 15 move.
Yeah.
That's really it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Not bad. So as it stands, I'm no longer trading. I think I'm going to have to deal with my port being up 0.91%. I didn't even get to crack that one. I was there, but I haven't been able to crack it. So unless I see something that is just so fucking obvious, I'm going to expect that the market's not going to give me that opportunity today.
Yeah, I'd be hunting downside here, but I don't really want it. Not after being up. I mean, I'm up nicely because of those swings and the day trades from this morning, but other than that, no thanks.
Yeah, the market just woke up. As you can see, like, the alerts here, 1218,
Hmm.
Meta, Tesla, AMD, Amazon, SPY, TQs, Microsoft, Apple, Nvidia, Coin, Google.
Hmm.
Yeah, everything's just pretty much alive. So when do they unalive themselves?
I don't
That's
know.
where you have to be patient.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very patient.
very, very. But that's a decent move right there for the SPY. Wow, really, really decent move.
Yeah, there's that. That's in. Hold on. What is this? Yeah, the hourly. We just got an hourly candle close. Like, who cares? But I mean, I'm just going off of like, oh, it's a new hour. Yeah. Let's So we got to do a Q&A, right, Gabe?
Yeah, we're gonna do Q&A. You guys ask the questions, we'll provide the answers, and then we'll enable call-ins as well. Winning loser, you are forbidden from calling in today. All right. So, Spy 2 oversold to play right now. You mean
Overbought.
overbought?
Yeah, it is.
It's overbought, not oversold.
I can show you guys, and I've shown you guys this time and time again, how to laser pinpoint these entries. We've gone over it in those masterclass streams. It's thigh gap extension, dark light. It's, guys, I cannot make it any simpler than this. Maybe this Wednesday I'll do another one with all of you new lifetime or masterclass people that are coming in today, just so that everybody is caught up to speed, because it's so fucking powerful that I just need you guys to have that in your toolbox, because it's so simple. Like, Gabe, if you throw this on the 3-minute really quickly, there's really only one opportunity today to be trading the SPY. And even if you somehow it's right there. Even if you somehow fucked it up and we're trying to trade before, the loss is so minimal that if you're trading 3 to 4 days of time to expiration, you're down 2-3% on the trade.
Yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous. So you can see that flip right there where you see down, 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 dark, 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 dark. You come into 12-12, dark to light entry. Boom.
There you go. You got the SPY coming up to a level right here.
Mm-hmm.
This will be interesting to watch. As we're right here at this level with the SPY at 408.42. This will definitely be fun to watch.
Yeah, I mean, we also, here's the other thing, guys. Be very, very, very careful with swings this week. I know I told you guys this morning, I tweeted it out with the picture of my gains. I'm not swinging shit this week. I'm taking a break from the swings this week. It makes zero sense to be doing it. If you are swinging this week, all you're doing is gambling. It's really all it is.
Yes, that's what you're doing. Oh boy, the SPY is going to break above 408.42. It just barely.
It just did. Ooh, Redbird's got an interesting question for you, Gabe.
I have a question, Gabe. Did you start trading options market or shares when you first started? Shares. I started trading shares. I didn't become an options degenerate until maybe about 2 years ago. And that was STV's fault.
It's fun, isn't it?
Oh, man. It's your fault. Let's see. Daily cheesecake, did I manually draw it in? No, this level that I found here, and let me show you. Right? Let's bring it up here. So basically, I found that level. We zoom out. That level was at or about right here. Remember, price was right there. Right there. Right. This was from Thursday. That's where that level was on the 3-minute. And immediately you see the sensitivity to that level and you get the rejection. And then now you got thigh gap signaling down once again. Oh, this could get really interesting really fast. I want to see what's happening on the one. The one is looking like it's fixing to cross on the MACD. And I can see where, yes, fix. I can see where your reversal is is absolutely more powerful than on the 1 minute. The 1 minute
See, do you see how it chops around?
yeah.
And if you're looking at the signal as going from dark, light, light, dark, it's gonna give you too many false signals and freak you out when you're in the trade. That's why I just do it on the 3 and kind of just reference the 1 and the 2.
There you go. There you go.
In casual, I think my biggest percentage gain ever was, I think it was 5,000% on something.
5,000?
Yeah. It was an earnings play. Yeah, it was Facebook. It was the Facebook Swan last year.
Wow. Okay.
But that's not like that's it's educated gambling there. I mean, so is the stock market, but like if you have an edge, it makes it a little bit different. But like earnings, no matter which way you put it, you'll never hear me say, "Oh, this is a smart idea." Like it's a gamble.
Yeah.
You thought Pfizer was it? No, Pfizer was like 110% or something.
Pfizer was 110.
Yeah, that was a swing from like 2 months ago. That was pretty good.
Nice.
I mean, I had the Baba 160%. Those are fun.
Okay. So,
but I'm never looking for that. I love like just coming in, scalping 5 to 10% on the trades and being done for the day. You're just siphoning money out of the market. You're like, give me.
Okay. Let's see. Right, Nvidia down, Apple down. This could get interesting. So, let's see. Slow day though, man.
That's kind of, yeah. After the like once it hits 12, it really gets slow, especially on these afternoons.
Yeah.
But if you guys have any more questions, just fire them off.
That's it. Fire them off.
You guys can ask pretty much anything. If it's about macro, banking, things that you don't think normal retail would know, and I don't know it, I'll just make a few phone calls like, to the people that do.
All right. So Redbird Trades says, Shitovix, is it true that I'm understanding that options provides the opportunity to leverage realized gains with much less buying power compared to any other markets available?
It depends.
Huh.
It depends on all options are. It's technically levered insurance. So at its core, options are not made to do what we do with them. We repurpose them. We're basically trading insurance contracts. Is what we're doing.
Yeah.
Now, when you think about it like this, I'd have to do the math on it with how, and depending on the stock, the pricing of it. But futures can provide you a lot more leverage. But what you have to realize is with more leverage is always going to come more risk. So there's a balancing act, like that sliding scale of risk that we've talked about in the past. Like, if you think about it, like on brokers, like I think Tradeovate offers this, like the day margin of $500 to control one futures contract. The notional value of that, which basically means like how much actual underlying are you controlling? So when you buy one futures contract, how much of the index are you actually in control of? It's like $500 to control $220,000 worth of the index. So I mean, the futures are probably more levered depending on where you go. But yeah, I mean, it depends. Options are levered. That's why we use them to get leverage. Will the lifetime offer still be available in May? There is no lifetime. And after today, there is no 3-year. We're changing it, and this is how it's going to stay for good. It goes to 1 year master after today. So the price is staying the same. It's just going from 3 years to 1 year. So if you guys want to lock yourselves in for 3 years with all the masterclass streams and everything, we've been warning you guys for a while. We even gave you guys an extra week to hop in. Today's the last day to hop in because after today, it goes from 3 years to 1 year, and that's how it's staying.
Done. So don't fuck around and find out. You'll end up looking like his forehead.
Dude, that picture from yesterday was gnarly.
That was disgusting.
I was on FaceTime with Gabe in the airport, and he opens, I answer the phone, and he's like, oh, no.
Jesus. Oh, man. Holy skin. That made me feel better.
If you go in the announcements channel, if you haven't seen it yet, look at the picture of my forehead from yesterday. It's fine now. but yesterday it looked like the sun gave me the herpes.
Oh, bad. Yeah. BKKT,
This is
BTC.
their spam comments. They say that like one world something. It's all spam comments from whatever that is.
Oh, Jesus. Everyone's saying you got a Trump tan. Give me your best Trump impersonation.
I might be able to do a decent one.
I
got to think of like what I'm going to say first.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, give him a one-liner.
Yeah, somebody tell me something to say. Tyler's like, you thought I had cheese whiz on my head? No, that was my skin bubbling. Let's see.
Like when you were boarding the plane,
I don't even think I could do it. My Janet Yellen impression's really good. Other than that, I don't know if I got it. Yeah, I don't think I could do it. 13. I can't. I'd have to practice it. It's tremendous. Absolutely tremendous. It's been nothing else like it ever. It's huge.
Oh my God.
China. Yeah, I don't think I could do that one.
No, so when you were boarding the plane, they didn't look at you like, oh.
I thought I was getting some looks. I think I was getting some looks. Can you explain or break down the daily compounding calculator to earn $1 million? Yeah. So effectively what it's doing is it's showing you that from your starting amount, if you are going to make a certain percentage every single day, how many days is it going to take you to get to $1 million in terms of how many trading days? So there's 252 trading days in a year. So it's just showing you, it's very simple math. It's just showing you like it's like, okay, well, how much time is it actually? You're just solving for a time variable. So you have the beginning and the end, you know, the growth rate, and you're saying, okay, well, how long is it actually going to take us to get to that end point? They made him put on a full face mask. Dude, I'm about to have one. I'm going to rip all this skin off. Except I've been putting a bunch of Aquaphor on my face to try and not have that happen. And then it's like up in like my hairline too. So like I'm trying to get it close, but then it gets to my hair and I'm like, oh, disaster.
Jesus. And the SPY is being persistent as fuck.
Yeah, I'm not trading anymore today. I'll take my 2.6 something.
There you go.
Is it true that there's some STDs that if you catch them out of the country, they don't let you come back into the USA? How the fuck am I supposed to know that? I have no idea. How am I supposed to know? Rub it down with vinegar? I feel like that's the worst thing to do, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It doesn't hurt. Oh, it hurt 2 days ago, though. Woke up at like 3 a.m. That was, I was in pain. I almost had to because I was in a hotel, I almost had to walk outside at like the middle of the night and just try to find somebody with like pain meds. Guys, it doesn't hurt anymore. I've been putting on aloe and all that stuff. I'll be fine. This isn't my first rodeo being in the sun.
Oh boy. You saw that text. Not cool.
Nope.
Not cool. Let's see.
You have some questions about DCA? Go for it. So one of the masterclass streams that we're gonna do on Wednesdays over the next few months, I'll teach you guys how to read balance sheets, cash flow statements, things like that, for long term. Because I can teach you how to read it for yourself, but since everything is gonna have to be custom tailored to everybody for long term portfolio strat, you're just gonna have to either talk to a professional or learn to do it for yourself. But I can show you guys how to do it. So we'll have one of those where we'll read balance sheets, what things mean, ratios, things like that. Those of you guys that didn't learn that in school, but I'll help you out with that. But we kind of looking at the chart. Technically, we did it last Wednesday with the weekly chart. So if you guys want a little hint at technically, in terms of looking at the chart, where to get long-term stuff, we showed you last week. Miles, yes.
Yes.
Seems like if they earn the same percentage of total principal, which goes against the rules. Yeah, you would. You would earn the same percentage. That's the whole point. Like if you have $1,000 account, it's now doubled. Now you're making the same percentage, but the dollar amount's higher. That's the power of compounding interest.
Here's a question. Do either of you even bother with stock news or fundamental analysis anymore? No,
Um,
I don't. I don't care.
Day trades, I don't give a shit. Swing trades, I don't consider fundamentals at all in terms of like what their ratios are and like the profitability of the company. I don't care. What I will do though is if I know that there's a major news event, I will be aware of that for swing trades. So that either comes in like macro, so like knowing when CPI, FOMC, all that stuff is, or if a company has a large event such as earnings and investor day or things like that. But I'm not gambling on those because they're binary. So I'll know where they are, but I won't be trading based on them, if that makes sense. It's just kind of knowing and saying, okay, this is here. You know that it could cause some movement, but you don't know which way it's going to go. So you just, but like Gabe said, we're not trading off of news.
Rory, can you give some advice on sticking to our 1% gains? Sometimes it's tough to stay motivated. And I get that, right? You got a smaller account and you're doing 1% gains and you're like, oh boy, it's $5 or $10, maybe that's $100, whatever the case may be, right? The thing is that like you're not subscribing to the now and near, you're subscribing to the far and away, right? And that 1%, you know what, you're going to bring up the calculator. That's the only thing we could do is illustrate it.
I have a little tip for this too that could help too after we do this. But the calculator is great. Like the calculator kind of shows you everything you need to know.
Yeah. So in the calculator, we start with, let's say, $5,000 and you're compounding 1% a day. And let's say your goal is 25,000, right? You're turning 5,000 into 25,000, which is a 400% return, right? Over 162 days. That's basically within 1 year. 1 year of trading. A little. It's within the year. It's probably like 7 months, right? SUV.
Yeah. So 252 days. It's probably like 7-8 months.
Yeah, 7 months. I mean, there's 22 days in a trading month, right? So let's just say 7-8 months. Now, the question I have to ask anyone is, where do you get better returns? 401% within 8 months? Where do you get better returns? And that's just because of 1% here. So you could go ahead and you can download the XLS here and post it, and it gives you a target of what you got to hit every single day. It's really not that hard, $50 off of 5,000, $51, like you keep compounding, right? Unless you own Walmart, you don't. Yeah. Right? And then let's go ahead and change this to 10,000 and change this to 50,000. It's pretty much one of the same percentage. You do it in 162 days. But let's say you're trying to turn 10,000 into 100,000. You can do that within a trading year.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you get 900% returns anywhere?
You don't.
You don't. You don't get 900% returns anywhere. So this is the power of 1%, and it definitely makes you rethink your whole I need 100% gains and with my stock. So I need 100% gains. Oh, I need 50% on this. You really don't. You don't.
I think there's a mental gap here too, guys, where I get what you guys are saying, where sometimes it's hard to stay motivated with your trading account size, because I know a lot of you guys aren't trading with like 30, 40, 50, 60,000, $100,000 accounts, where the dollar amounts that you're making in a day may not seem all that meaningful for you, or you'll go up, you'll come down, you'll be like, shit, I tried to get a little bit too aggressive. Here's something that you guys can try to do that I think could help some of you guys, whether it's every week, every 2 weeks, every month, withdraw a portion of your gains out of the account. You don't have to do anything with that money. You could throw it into a bank account and just let it sit there. You could do something fun with it. You could say, "Oh, I'm going to go buy this game console. I'm going to do this." But what it does is it gives you these shorter lights at the end of the tunnel where you can then say, I'm actually, it makes it more real. Because if you're sitting here in your trading account and let's say you have $1,000 and it goes to 3,000 and you're like, okay, well, this is great. But now I have so much more to go and it's a little bit daunting for you. Take $500 out, take $400 out, put it into an account, let it sit there. So you see, you've locked it in. You're like, yep, this is mine. You can do something with it, or the next month you can just put it back in. There's nothing saying that you actually have to do anything with that money, but whatever is going to make you guys stay on that path to say, okay, well, I'm still going to try and maintain that consistency, and make sure that you actually have those like almost smaller goals on the way to your larger goal. Because going from like $1,000 account to 100,000 or 50,000 is going to take an extended period of time. But having those small mental wins will keep you motivated and get your confidence going. And what it also does is and this is the psychological aspect of this. So let's say you have a $2,000 account, you're trying to get to 100,000. In your mind, you think it's going to take me fucking forever. So you start to make stupid decisions now because you're like, it doesn't really matter. I have so much time to get there anyway. You don't want to do that, because if you have a withdrawal date coming up where you're like, oh, I'm going to withdraw some money this day, you're going to treat that account a lot more carefully with more discipline and actually set yourself up to have better success in the long run, if that makes sense. Because if you think you're not going to withdraw any money from it for 3 years, you're like, man, fucking whatever. It's not my money. You're like, I'm not using it forever. But if you set up those short goals for yourself, I think it can keep you a lot more disciplined in the short run.
I like it. Well, the spy feels like it's doing a Thursday part 2.
It's teetering.
Yeah, just teetering.
I don't want to touch it.
Let's see.
Never thought of it like that. Tyler, I think that would be great for you specifically, buddy. Where I know you're young, you're thinking, oh my God, I'd sigh forever. But if you set up those shorter time windows for yourself, that can definitely help you guys out a whole lot. Like, don't withdraw like a fucking crazy amount of your gains, but like a little bit. Like, even if you make like $1,000, you withdraw $100, it's real. You're like, okay, well, I made this money. Now it's back in the account. It's mine. It's not going anywhere. If you want to add it back in, you can.
There you go. Well, tomorrow, I mean, that's exactly what I do.
Yeah, that's kind of the same thing. Putting it into your long term. It's effectively the same thing.
Same thing. Let's see.
Keep those questions coming, team.
See. Tesla move up. Latest alert.
Let's see. Yeah, also, everybody in the outside right now gets their first month for $5. Print City code. There you guys go.
Oh, that's right. Check out the QR code, guys. $5. First month.
There you guys go. How should you set it up then? Like at the end of the month, take out a percentage of your gains. You could do it every week. You could do it every day if you wanted to. I mean, it's just what you feel comfortable with. As long as you have those shorter term goals to keep yourself disciplined and not do anything stupid because you think there's so much time.
Yeah, not doing something
I think that's what people are doing. They're like, oh, I'm not going to get here for 3 years. Let's just YOLO a little bit today. It's like, no. Don't do that.
Oh, boy. Let's see. Yeah.
Third Eye is sending out Discord friend requests. It's not me. I'm here with you guys. I don't have enough time to be sending you guys friend requests.
And oh boy, is this where the spy does?
It'd be interesting if it did.
Very, very interesting. Let's see.
It's like you're watching me trade. I know, guys. That's why I say these things. The psychological aspect of trading is super important. Those little tips and tricks that are going to keep you on your line. Again, depending on what type of person you are, you could just let the account go. But if you need those shorter goals, go for it.
Go for it.
Oh, Miles has a good question.
I've struggled with consistency in the past. Want to increase the port size eventually. What would you guys suggest? You've struggled with consistency. Okay.
There's a reason why you struggle with consistency. There's a couple of different reasons. Well, one of them is you're seeing all these big gains on social media. You want to make thousands of dollars every single day. You want to do this. And what happens is you start trading and you put too much pressure on one trade to work. I don't give a flying fuck if the trade that I'm in at any given time works. I don't know the outcome of it. There's no way to know. If I know that I'm going to have a set, I heard this the other day too. I think it's from Mike Douglas. If you have a 70% win rate or a 60% win rate, you have zero way of knowing which of those 6 or 7 trades out of 10 are actually going to be the winners. So you have to take all the trades. Okay, well, if you're going to take all the trades, what do you have to make sure you do? Manage risk. So what I think you might be doing, and this is probably the problem with a lot of people, is that you're trying to squeeze so much out of every one trade, and you don't have to do that. Consistency comes from the base hits and realizing that you're in this for the long game. Now, it's easier said than done, but what I was saying previously, I think could help some of you guys. Gabe, what do you think?
I think consistency literally just comes from repetition, right? And I think, okay, so remember how we talked about like having a plan each and every day, each and every trade, right? That plan needs to be consistent. You need to have that plan front and center each and every day, right? If your plan is to take 3 trades, that's your plan, right? If your plan is 1% on your port, that's your plan, right? If your plan is to cut your losses at the 24 EMA or at 10%, that's your plan. These are all things that make you a consistent trader, because when you have that plan and you have that system, you will eventually find a way to win within it, right? Because you're giving yourself your own restrictions. You're literally, it's basically your plan is your road, right? And you're just going to stay on that road. Now, the minute you start derailing from your plan, that's when shit gets really, really interesting. And most importantly, you will never get to gauge your growth as a trader because you're probably not going to grow. You're going to shift your plan so much. You're just like, oh my God, nothing's working. This isn't working. I'm not working. My port isn't working. Nothing's working. And that's why we have what we call strategy hordes, STV.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, what you just said too, you hit it on the head. It's consistent approach in order to get consistent results. So you can't be a strategy whore. You can't be doing all of these things. Like exactly what you were saying before about that 5-3-1. That boils it down to consistency. If I'm only looking for one thing in the market and I know that my risk reward on it and the probability of me making on the money on the trade is very high, and I don't see that setup and I just start fucking around with other stuff, I might as well just be throwing random money at 0 days, because at that point you don't have a strategy. If you create a plan and you don't follow it, it's as good as not even creating a plan in the first place.
Yeah. Another key to consistency is live in a world of percentages, not dollar amounts. I feel like a lot of people go ahead and like chase a dollar amount, right? Hell, I've done it. I think we all have, right? Oh, Michael's 500 today, right?
There's ways to trick your mind. I think that's what it is too. Like you could literally have your trading account with $1,000 in it, look at the percentages and have like an Excel sheet. And if you're up 1%, you literally just write on the Excel sheet plus 1,000.
That's it.
And you say, okay, well, it's because it takes you the same amount of effort to make the 1,000 that it does $10. It's the same thing. It's just the size of the trade. That's all it is. So if you can trick your mind to say, okay, that 1% is fucking awesome and that's what I want, and it keeps there's those little mental tricks that you can do for yourself to keep yourself on that right path. Like some of you guys, if you're aiming for 10 to 15% on your accounts in a day, it's not going to work. I can tell you right now, it's not going to work for you. 1% is perfect. Think about if you had $1 million account, 10 grand in a day.
Very, very easy, right? Another thing is respect your portfolio size. I think that's another thing. It's like you can't have a portfolio size of $1,000 and expect to make three, four, $500 a day. It's rare that that's going to happen, and you're setting yourself up for failure,
Mhm.
right? That's not what you want to do. Okay. Respect your portfolio. Just say like, all right, I have $100, and realistically, what would this turn into? Right. And again, just have a plan and be realistic and be consistent and just do it the same way every single day.
Mhm.
It will work out. It always does. Right. Let's see.
I think if you guys do those two things where you set up that like dummy account, like the Excel spreadsheet, you're up 1% a day and you stop, you say plus 1,000. And then you also set those short-term goals to actually withdraw some funds to actually keep yourself disciplined. I actually think that'll help you guys out a whole lot to say, okay, this is what I could do if I had this amount of money. And before you know it, by sticking to those compounding gains, you're going to be there.
Yep. Yep. I agree 500%. All right. Well, guys, we gave you more than you deserve. We're going to be signing out. Peace.